My dad died at age 49 from lymphoma, or Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Oh wow, sorry. Yeah.
And a wonderful dad.
Yeah.
And he,
Was this when you were in England?
well, just before I went to England.
Okay.
And even back then, in 1975, the probability that it would go into remission for Hodgkin's lymphoma was about 80%.
Wow.
And my dad was a very healthy guy all his life. So I happily went off to Oxford with the expectation that my dad would be fine. And once I was there for about 6 weeks, it was clear that he was in deep trouble. And so the Rhodes Trust was just marvelous. After 2 minutes, he said, "I'll send you home. You need to go tomorrow. I'll talk to your tutors at Queen's. Will arrange to have your room kept for you. You can come back next week, next month, next year, 10 years from now." They're just very lovely.
Yeah.
And so I went home and with my dad for his last 2 months before he died. It was one of the happiest experiences of my life to take care of my dad. And he worked for a department store in Salt Lake, CCNY.
Yeah.
And so I basically, as we were growing up, he always took us to work every Saturday to help him put the food on the shelves and stuff. So I knew his job pretty well.
Yeah.
So I kept it up well, he couldn't do it. And that kept us on this getting salary and insurance.
Oh, so you worked for him at this? Oh wow.
Yeah, and then I also worked with him. He gave me his life history. Most of these I heard before, but we put it together into a biography of my dad, which has been a wonderful thing because I've been able to, as my kids grew up, on Sunday morning, I'd say, "Okay, guys, now you need to read pages 20 to 30 in Grandpa's biography, and then let's talk about what it means for us." So,
was he a Salt Lake City native, or was he an immigrant?
No, he was raised in the Richfield, in the center part of the state.
Okay.
His dad was a farmer.
Was he also tall?
My Grandpa was average, but my dad was 6'9". He's taller than me, which for his generation was huge.
That's huge, yeah.
Anyway, so I feel like my kids got to know him, even though they never met him.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad we had a chance to do that. So anyway, so cancer from him, and then my mom also died of cancer when she was 82. So that was just 5 years ago. And that was an interesting experience because in the Mormon Church, we believe that you can be married to live together for all eternity, not just till death do you part.
Yeah.
And so, as Mom was getting older, her concerns were that she was going to get too old and couldn't take care of herself. And she was also truly excited about the possibility that within a few years I'll be with your dad again. And
so there's a 30-year,
So I've known people who wanted to die, but
Yeah.
almost always they were just miserable.
Yeah.
But in this case, my mom was healthy, but she didn't want to live too long so that she couldn't take care of herself. And so she, had a pain inside, and her doctor diagnosed it as, what did I just say? Pancreatic cancer.
Yeah.
Which once you observe the symptom, you're done.
Yeah.
And so that meant that she was going to, at most, live for another 6 or 7 weeks. And when she got that disease, she just said, she was so excited.
Yeah.
And she had led a great life.
Yeah.
And a great family, and it had done a lot of good for a lot of people. And now I can see your dad